Good morning, everyone. We are seeing today our first ambiguous case, case number 1. And in our first ambiguous case, we're going to end up seeing when there's one triangle. So we're going to end up seeing throughout the week, this week, 3 types of cases. The first case we're seeing is when there's one triangle. Tomorrow we'll see when there's no triangle, and then on Wednesday when there's 2 triangles. Remember from last week, I have angle A corresponding to side A. Angle B corresponds to side of B. And then the last one, angle C, corresponds to side C. Okay, so just to review, these are the law of sines. On Friday, I expressed that Ms. GV likes to use this one right here. Okay, I just do. But it's up to you. You can use the top one if you want. Okay, so now let's see our first case. I know right here it says situation 1, but it's actually, for us, it's going to be situation number 1. It says situation 3 and situation. Okay, so what do we see here? We see 3 different cases where we can have one triangle. Okay, remember, a triangle has to be, the sum of the angles of a triangle have to be 180. Okay, that makes sense. If it's over 180, is it considered a triangle? No, it isn't. So our first case that we see here is when A is an acute angle. Okay, this is the first case. And we have that A equals H. Okay, and what is H? H is the height of your triangle. And how do we find that height of our triangle? Where I'm going to give you a formula where it's easy to find that height. And it's H is equal to B, the side of B, times the sine of angle A. Okay, so all I have to do is plug that into the calculator, find out, and if A and H are either equal and A is acute, then only one triangle exists. Okay, so we have one triangle. Now, if A is acute, so we still have the case of A being acute, but now we have that A is greater than B and greater than H. Okay, see the difference? A is greater than B and B is greater than H. So we need to make sure we have both A and B and that we're able to find H. Then we have also the case that one triangle exists. And our third case is when A is acute. Do you guys remember what obtuse, obtuse. What does obtuse mean? Obtuse is when it's greater than 90, okay? So acute is less than 90, obtuse is greater than 90, okay? Now, if it's more than 180, can I have that? No, I cannot. And so I have A is obtuse and A is greater than B, okay? So those are the 3 cases. You can pause the video, take notes of this so you could write them down. But this is for one triangle existing. Now, let's go and see an example together. Okay, so we have this example where we're given angle A. Okay, it's 43 degrees. And what is 43 degrees? What is this 43 degrees? That is an acute angle. So we have the acute angle. I apologize for my pen that's not working correctly. Okay, and since I know that it's an acute angle, so now I'm going to find what is H. And what do I do to find H? I do H is equal to B sine of my angle A, right? And so if I plug my values in, I have B is 62, and then my angle A is 43. Okay, I go to decimals, remember to change your settings, and if I go to decimals, this is, I'm going to round to the nearest 1. This is 42. What does this tell you? This tells you that A is greater than B, which is greater than H. How do we know that? If we put the numbers, A is 81. 81 is greater than our value 62, and 62 is greater than 42. So what case do we have here? We have one triangle. Okay, we have just proven that we have one triangle. Now let's use the law of sines, what we were doing last week. With law of sines, I have A sine of 43 over my length of A, which is 81, is equal to big sine B over 62. So in this case, I have to find my angle B. This is good review. Some of you guys struggled on this. So we cross multiply and we have 62 sine of 43 is equal to 81 sine of B. And what do? We divide by 81. Okay. Sine of B is equal to 62 sine of 43. We go again into decimals. Make sure you use degrees right here. Okay, just plug it in exactly like that. Because if not, then we're going to get different weird answers. And so if I do this, I have sine of B is equal to, there's 100.52. Well, how do I find B? And that was the biggest thing that you guys struggled in. You have to take the inverse of that decimal in order for you to actually get what B is. And what is big B? If I go to decimals again and plug the value in, I get that B to the nearest degree is 31 degrees. Okay, so B is 31. I know what A is 43. And so now how do we find our angle C? We find angle C, big C is equal to 180 minus 43 minus 31. And that's 106 degrees. Now the last one left for me to solve for is little c. Okay, and how do we find little c? I'm going to make some room over here. Well, again, we're going to use sine of 43, which is my A. The length of it was 81. I now know my angle C, which is 106. And then I'm trying to find little c. Cross multiply. I'm going to divide by sine of 43. So little c is 81 sine of 106. All that divided by sine of 43. Okay. Again, we go into decimals. And I get that that is approximately if I wanted to round to the nearest hundredth, or to the nearest tenth, it'd be 11.3. Okay? So that's what we do. There's one triangle. We've proved that there's only one triangle. There's no other way that another triangle can exist. So, and this is what you're going to have 2 examples on the homework. Take care, guys. Have a great Monday.